Hey there, questioners and aviation enthusiasts. Welcome to our journey into the fascinating world of airplanes. Today, we're going to uncover the mysteries of how airplanes work, why they don't just fall out of the sky, and why they're one of the safest modes of transportation. So buckle up and get ready for takeoff. Let's start with the big question. How does an airplane actually get off the ground and stay up in the sky? It's like magic. But don't worry, we'll break it down into 4 easy-to-understand steps. The first is wings and lift. But first, let's talk about wings. Imagine an airplane's wings are like the wings of a bird or a kite. They're special because they're shaped in a way that makes air move faster over the top of the wing than the bottom. This creates something called lift. Lift is like a magical force that pushes the airplane up into the sky. The next is engines and thrust. So, let's talk about engines. Airplanes have big engines that push them forward really fast. This creates something called thrust. Thrust is like a powerful push that helps the airplane push forward through the air. Then you have takeoff. When the airplane starts moving down the runway, the engines make it go faster and faster. As it goes faster, the air flowing over the wings creates lift. Eventually, the lift becomes stronger than the force of gravity pulling the airplane down. And ta-da! The airplane lifts off the ground and starts flying through the sky. But how does it stay up? Once the airplane is in the air, it needs to keep flying. That's where lift comes in again. As long as the airplane keeps moving forward and the air keeps flowing over the wings, it'll keep making lift and stay up in the sky. So, to sum it up, airplanes get off the ground and stay up in the sky because their wings create lift and their engines create thrust. Oh, this is like a magical combination that lets them soar through the clouds and travel to faraway places. But wait a minute, you might be thinking airplanes are made of metal and they're so heavy. How do they not just fall out the air? Well, it's all about balance. You see, the lift force from the wings is stronger than the force of gravity pulling the airplane down, so the airplane can stay up in the sky and fly smoothly. Now, what happens if an airplane loses an engine, or even both engines? Don't worry, airplanes are designed to fly safely even if they lose power. Imagine an airplane flying high in the sky with 2 big engines roaring. Suddenly, one of the engines stops working. Don't worry, airplanes are designed to be safe even if they lose an engine. The pilot uses special controls to keep the airplane steady, just like driving a car with 1 flat tire. The remaining engine keeps the airplane moving forward, and the pilot guides it to the nearest airport for an emergency landing. But what if both engines stop working? That sounds scary, right? Well, airplanes are still equipped with backup systems to keep passengers safe. The airplane can glide through the air using the lift from its wings, just like a bird gliding through the sky. Pilots are trained to handle emergencies like this, and they'll do everything they can to land the airplane safely. So whether an airplane loses 1 engine or both, it's designed to handle emergencies and keep passengers safe. It's like having a superhero ready to swoop in and save the day, even in the toughest situations. Leave a comment below and let us know if you have ever been on an airplane that had an engine stop working. But how do we breathe in the air? Pun intended, haha. How is it that we get oxygen while flying in an airplane? Well, airplanes have a special system to make sure everyone gets enough oxygen to breathe comfortably. You know how when you're outside you can feel the fresh air blowing on your face? Well, airplanes bring fresh air inside the cabin using an air conditioning system. It's like having a big fan that sucks in air from outside and blows it into the airplane. But here's the cool part. Before the air gets blown into the cabin, it goes through special filters to make sure it's clean and safe to breathe. These filters remove things like dust, germs, and even tiny particles from the air so you can breathe easy. Once the air is clean, it's pumped into the cabin through vents above your seat. These vents spread the air around the cabin, so everyone gets a nice, fresh breeze. It's like having your own personal air conditioner right above your head. So, to sum it up, when you're on a plane, you're breathing in fresh air that's been cleaned and filtered to make sure it's safe. It's like having a breath of fresh air, even when you're thousands of feet up in the sky. If you're enjoying this video so far, please hit the like button and subscribe for more videos just like this one. When you hit the subscribe button, you help us to make these videos even better for you. Now let's get back to the show. Ever wonder what happens when airplanes fly directly through clouds? Imagine you're on an airplane flying high above the ground and suddenly, you see fluffy white clouds ahead. But wait, won't the airplane get all wet if it flies through the clouds? Not at all. Here's why. You see, clouds are made of tiny water droplets floating in the air, kind of like a bunch of tiny raindrops stuck together. But here's the cool part. Even though clouds look solid from far away, they're actually really fluffy and soft up close like cotton candy. Now, when an airplane flies through a cloud, it's like flying through a big fluffy pillow. The airplane's wings are strong and sturdy, so they can push the cloud aside without getting wet. It's kind of like walking through a misty fog. You might feel a little damp, but you won't get soaking wet. Plus, airplanes are designed to handle all kinds of weather conditions, including rain and clouds. They have special coatings on their wings and fuselage, that's the main body of the airplane, to help prevent ice from forming and keep the airplane flying smoothly. So, the next time you see an airplane flying through the clouds, remember, it's like a big, strong bird soaring through a fluffy cotton candy sky, and it's not afraid to get a little damp along the way. The airplane must be going really, really fast in order to fly through the clouds the way they do, right? Okay, imagine you're driving in a car cruising down the highway. You look at the speedometer and see that you're going about 60 miles per hour. That's pretty fast, right? Well, now imagine an airplane flying high above the clouds. How fast do you think it's going? Believe it or not, airplanes are much faster than cars. On average, commercial airplanes can fly at speeds of around 500 to 600 miles per hour. That's like zooming down the highway at super speed, way faster than any car could ever go. To put it into perspective, imagine you're racing a car against an airplane. You start driving your car down the highway going as fast as you can. But even at full speed, the airplane is still flying way faster than you're driving. It's like the airplane is a super speedy rocket zooming through the sky while the car is just chugging along down below. So, the next time you see an airplane flying overhead, remember, it's traveling at incredible speeds, faster than any car on the road. It's like a speedy superhero soaring through the sky, on its way to exciting adventures around the world. Finally, let's address the big question. Is it safer to travel by plane or by car? When it comes to safety, both traveling by plane and by car have their own sets of precautions. Airplanes and cars are equipped with safety features like seat belts and airbags to protect passengers in case of accidents. However, statistically speaking, flying is considered safer than driving. Airplanes undergo regular maintenance checks and are operated by highly trained pilots who can handle various situations, making accidents less likely. Another factor to consider is the distance and time of travel. Airplanes can cover long distances in a short amount of time, reducing the overall exposure to potential risks compared to driving long distances by car. Additionally, airplanes fly above traffic congestion and adverse weather conditions, which are common causes of accidents for cars. Both the aviation and automotive industries are regulated by government agencies to ensure safety standards are met. Airplanes are subject to strict regulations by organizations like the Federal Aviation Administration, FAA, while cars are regulated by agencies like the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, NHTSA. In summary, while both airplanes and cars have safety measures in place, flying is generally considered safer due to strict regulations, rigorous maintenance checks, and professional piloting. However, it's important to always prioritize safety regardless of the mode of transportation. Whether you're traveling by plane or by car, remember to buckle up and follow all safety guidelines. Thanks for joining us on this high-flying adventure. Until next time, happy flying, and don't forget to subscribe to join our frequent family, where you will get notified every time we post a new video.